Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP, and I'm here today on Partner Talks with Chris Winstanley from NMB Solutions. Chris, tell us who you are and what does NMB do?
Hi, Rick. I'm happy to be here. I'm Chris Winstanley, and I only recently joined NMB as their Vice President of Solutions Management. So I suppose the first question is, what does that really mean? And in some ways, there's two functions. We'll touch on one shortly, but my primary role is to support our sales team when we're talking to partners, customers, prospects, of course, about the current challenges with their supply chain and supply chain solutions, and explore with them how NMB can help in those areas. And ultimately, I'm trying to build an engagement model that provides a valuable and engaging experience for partners and our customers alike.
So Chris, NMB, I think, is in a really good position now, especially with the world's supply chain the way it is, to really help Microsoft customers, get their supply chain right. So tell us a little bit about what NMB does and what their solutions do.
Yeah, so NMB themselves have been obviously around for a long time in this space as a Dynamics Gold partner, specializing in D365. They've been around. They were around originally from founded in 1998 as a VAR and implemented Exapta, but really since 2005, they've been focused purely on providing deep native integration into best-of-breed supply chain solutions. And as you say, Rick, kind of with the world as it is today, and things that we're all experiencing, whether it's the explosive growth in parcel volumes, whether it's strict regulations around compliance with shipping and that type of thing, or just customer expectations around the level of service that shippers have to deliver, in order to satisfy and retain customers. I think kind of where NMB sits today, with that focus on helping customers operate efficiently and effectively by providing effectively kind of three specific areas that are focused on, which is parcel management, transportation management, and restricted party screening. Each of those are provided as modules through D365 via something that we call NMB's Gateway. And that offers the D365 community, if you like, as kind of a standard productized approach to interfacing their D365 world with best-of-breed supply chain management solutions. So whether they're kind of looking for or have a requirement in their supply chain for full transportation management, maybe working with a wide network of carriers across modes, they need planning, optimization, visibility, or maybe are more focused on parcel and parcel management, operating domestically, internationally, and need to work with all those carriers that we're so familiar with, or simply looking to make sure that everyone they're trading with is free of sanctions and they're not going to get themselves into difficulties, and have a clear audit and log history. Really, throughout those kind of three channels, the gateway is something that we provide in that space.
And, when we start to look at Microsoft's positioning in the marketplace with, finance and supply chain and where they're going with this product, I think NMB is really set for some high growth coming up. So let's talk about, where you're expanding to next.
Yeah, so there's a couple of interesting pieces of news. People may have seen the recent announcement about NMB expanding into Europe. NMB have always had a number of European customers, of course, but now we have an actual European office and a physical presence in the region, which is exciting. Certainly for me, because I'm one of those people. People may also have seen that we have Nathaniel Nagoyan, who's joined to look after the sales operation in Europe as well. So that gives us a presence in the region.
So it's great that you connect with Microsoft on one end. Let's talk about who you're connecting with on the other end, because I know you've got partnerships with companies like Shipwell. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Shipwise is a partnership that we recently announced. So we're bringing, we're integrating the NMB Gateway for TMS with Shipwell's TMS. Theirs is a powerful modern TMS solution, providing comprehensive functionality, and as part of the recently recognized in the Gartner Magic Quadrant as a leader in shipping and logistics. And it's really part of NMB's overall strategy of, say, providing that native interaction and integration, if I can put it that way, between D365 and those best of breed solutions. So you get the comfort and the familiarity and the ease of operating within an environment you're familiar with, but also being able to access all of those functions and functionality to be able to effectively and efficiently run your supply chain.
Now, NMB has always been a big part of our user group community, and I know we've got North America Summit coming up in just a couple of weeks in Orlando, and NMB again is a sponsor. So talk a little bit about NMB at the show, what you're going to be showing, what you're going to be talking on, and who can we meet when we're there?
Yeah, so NMB has been a member of the Dynamics community since around 2007, I believe. And my first real involvement, funnily enough, with NMB was at a community event in Amsterdam a few years ago. And so followed their progress with interest, and so much so that I'm now happy to be part of the team. In terms of the upcoming North America Summit, we're going to have a booth. So we're booth number 814. And we're also going to be doing a presentation on the Wednesday the 12th. And it's called Reshaping the Supply Chain in D365. And it's really more about kind of what we've been discussing today, Rick, about bringing those best of breed shipping and restricted party screening platforms into the D365 world, but also a little bit about kind of the partnerships and some of the interesting things we're doing there, and kind of how that's going to provide extended functionality. As well as kind of some Power BI analytics and some interesting new integration to Dynamics CE. So all of those. So we're going to have a number of people on the booth that you can come and meet, who are going to be delighted to talk about that kind of stuff. We're going to have some demos there. We've got a big screen to be able to display kind of what's going on. Really looking forward to it.
Okay, Chris. Thanks for your time today on Partner Talks. And it's always exciting to find out what's happening with NMB Solutions, because I think they're one of these Microsoft ISVs that are really growing with the Microsoft programs, and to see them sort of adding, a lot of industry professionals partnering with, companies like Shipwell. I think they're really expanding their footprint globally, and I think it's an exciting time. So thank you very much, and we'll be back to you at some time in the future to talk more about NMB Solutions.
Thanks, Rick. Look forward to it.
Bye for now.